All right, we're rolling, literally. So, sorry I'm a little sideways here, but I'm usually sideways anyhow, so that's okay. So what we're doing here in this video, and this will be a continuous video series, at least for the rest of the year, for 2021. We'll see how it works, and you know what the reaction is, if people enjoy this type of thing. I thought it would be cool. It's something that's been in the back of my mind to do for quite a while, and I thought I'd go ahead and let's start it right here in the month of August. So, you know, I said before I wanted to kind of take you all in with me on the collection journey, the life of a collector, what it is to be a collector. And I thought, you know, I've always been fascinated by those docu-series, documentaries, all these different things. I can't do it to that level because I don't have a production and camera crew following me around, right? So it's just me with my iPhone. But I thought it would be kind of cool, you know, because I always liked those series, you know, the various, you know, like I said, documentary series, the docu-series out there, you know, the stuff like a Hard Knocks and what have you, where you actually have that inside look. And, you know, I always said that the life of a collector is it can be a challenging one at times. I mean, there's a lot of decision making, and a lot of collectors, my fellow, you know, Jersey heads out there, myself included, a lot of what you see in our videos on a routine basis is the end game, right? Is the completed, you know, I call it the finished product, because we're doing these pickup videos where you get these, okay, here's my jerseys, here's the specs about it. This is what I got it from eBay or from another collector or a Macari, Poshmark, a store, you know, what have you. But you don't really, but that's basically it, and it's kind of a limited thing. I'm not saying it's anything wrong with it, because I do it all the time, right? I do pickup videos all the time, and other Jersey heads do too. But we were having a discussion recently, and I want to give a shout out and plug to Throwback King, and to Resurrection, and to King Leonidas, and to Nostalgia Boy, and to Big Slim, and to others, you know, who have been on the YouTube circuit for a while. And, you know, we were like, you know, what else can we do? And I know there's at least a plan in the works to have a new channel up, Kings of Throwbacks, and that's Kings with a Z, Throwbacks with a Z, on YouTube. And we're going to have these like roundtable discussions and you know, different things. I know we just went live with Resurrection on his YouTube channel earlier in the week, having a little discussion. I know we did it on, you know, with Throwback King as well. And it's basically, you know, what else can we bring to the game? What else can we add to the YouTube Jersey head community? Because it is a community that's still solid. You know, is it what it once was many years ago? Maybe not, because, you know, there's a lot of other outlets now too, like an Instagram, the Facebook groups, where people, you know, show their stuff and talk about jerseys and whatnot. And that's all great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm in them. I mean, you can look me up on Instagram at MightyFan. I'll go live on there from time to time, maybe bring in some Jersey heads is one of the things I want to do there too. And of course, I show the collection on there. And of course, we're in the groups, right? Kings of Throwbacks, Jersey's Kicks and Lids. There's a Mitchell Ness group, Jersey Exchange. There's all these different groups on Facebook where you can, you know, really be a part of the community in that regard as well. But YouTube has always been something that has been, you know, a solid reinforcement. It's, look, I mean, it's a social media platform, and a very good one, and a very solid one still to this day. Video is my favorite form of media, is my favorite medium for social media. I enjoy video. I enjoy watching videos. I enjoy putting videos together. As you know, I can talk a little bit. I do enjoy that too. So I've always enjoyed video. I've always, you know, had an interest in it. I don't do it as a profession. Quite the opposite, actually. Working in a local water company for over 20 years. And of course, shout out to the guys in the records department, myself, in that group. But video has always been something that I've enjoyed, and of course, I've been on YouTube here since 2009, and mostly it's been for jerseys. I know I've mixed in the Season of the Fan series with the Eagles, of course, and that's coming up again this season. Look forward to that as always. But again, it's been video, and what can we do as a jersey head? How can we expand? How can we, what else can we bring to the table? Well, I had this in the back of my mind, and I know I said this before on my channel. I would like to take you in. I would like to take you, the viewer, in the life of a collector and what it is, and the trials and tribulations that we have to go through. Because like I said, you see the end game with the pickups. Here's my jerseys or hats. Here's what I picked up. I'm going to go through a tunnel here. Hopefully I don't. little tunnel. But here is. I just wanted to get through there. Here is what I've been able to pick up. And the key word there has been able, right? The key phrase there has been able to pick up. Because it's like I said before, with the pickup videos, you're seeing all of the wins. You're seeing all of the victories. You're seeing all of the, okay, I was able to get this, right? I have this in hand. I'm proud of it. Here it is. I'm showing you all the specs about it. Here's the front, the back, the jock tags. It's heat pressed or stitched or double stitched or all the little, the specs that we usually do, right? But you don't see the other side of it. You don't see the things that we aren't able to pick up. And there is another side to it. And it can be a very frustrating at times side of it. There's been, look, I have a very large collection. We all know that, right? Over 900 jerseys in the Mighty Kingdom, right? But there's plenty of other jerseys that I've missed out on over the years. And I think the one that pops into my head right now as the best example of my most frustrating moment in recent years is a very rare Mitchell & Ness jersey. It's the Love You Blue, the powder blue Houston Oilers, circa 1980s jersey for Billy White Shoes Johnson. And this is a jersey that I missed out, and I wish I filmed it. This is a jersey that I missed out on, I want to say it was a year or two back. And I missed out on it just plain in fact for the simple reason that I was at the end. I pay everything with my credit card or cards. Sometimes I probably should only use one. But I missed out on it because it was towards the end of my billing cycle for my card. And I pay everything with PayPal now, okay, so on eBay. It was at the end of the billing, and I'm like, okay, I have a few, I think at the time it was only like 2 or 3 days left until my next one started. And I'm like, I know this is a super rare jersey. I want it. I have the white version of it. You never see the blue. This is an old gold, as we call it, old run Mitchell & Ness from the Peter Capolino days. Shout out to him. Back in the day, I want to say it was a limited run. I would imagine, because you never see it. And I know it's harder to find now, even the white Billy White Shoes Oilers jersey. And years ago you would see that all the time, but the blue one you just never saw. The only other time I remember seeing this jersey, it was in some sort of docuseries. Speaking of docuseries, right? Hope you can all hear me over the road here, but again, this is my first venture with this. I got this camera holder for the car. Again, another thing I wanted to bring to the table, right? Because I do, again, I'm going to reiterate this. I want to take you in with me from time to time when I go places and do stuff. But it was this docuseries, and I forget when I saw it. It was on TV. I forget what the series was about, and you can tell I'm a Jersey head because the only thing I remember about the series was there was a scene where there was these guys. I want to say it was some sports series, maybe some football players or whatever, in a college dormitory playing, video game system. And I guess it was in the Jersey Boom days of the mid-2000s. And one of the guys is wearing this blue number 81 Billy White Shoes Johnson Oilers Mitchell & Ness jersey. I never forgot that. And of course, it was the only time that I saw that jersey. I never saw it at the store, back in the day. I never saw it on any kind of selling platform until I think it was like a year ago or so when I saw it on eBay. And Slim was visiting at the time. And he like gave me this look like, why the hell are you not going after this? And he didn't either, for what it's worth. And I'm like, Slim, I can't right now. I want it. It's ultra rare, and I love those old Oilers jerseys. And when am I going to see this thing again? But I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking like, I got these bills. I already spent X amount on my credit card. I don't want to put anything else on it. And again, this is the decision-making process. And so I missed out on it. To this day, have no idea who got it. I know Rez was trying to joke around, say he got it. Slim tried to get me once, so he got it. We don't know who got this jersey. Ultra rare Mitchell & Ness, powder blue, love you blue, Houston Oilers, Billy White Shoes Johnson jersey. But to this day, it still haunts me as one of those that got away. And I think the biggest reason why it gets me is because I didn't think of it at the time. See, this is all, hindsight, right? You always think of these things after the fact. Now, it was a best offer. And I just didn't think at the time if I made, because what's different with eBay than places like Poshmark and Mercari and those type of sites, if you make an offer, when the seller when the seller accepts the offer, it gets paid for right away. On eBay, if you make an offer, and I'm not saying don't pay for stuff, okay, believe me. I'm not saying that. But if you make an offer and the seller accepts it, you don't have to pay for it right away. You can wait a day or two because it doesn't automatically pay it. And I didn't think of that because I could have made the seller an offer, and if he accepted it or she accepted it, I could have still waited a couple days till my next billing cycle and then paid for it, but it just didn't. This is what happens. You have brain cramps when this type of stuff happens, right? You freeze. It's like these athletes, right? You play this sport all of your life. You've made a jump shot or a free throw all your life, and in the biggest moment you miss. Something you've done thousands of times, and at the biggest moment it's like, you Ben Simmons it basically. But I'm not still salty on him, am I? Dame, we want Dame. Anyhow, so it got away. And again, like I said, to this day, it's still the one that haunts me the most. Because some of the other stuff that I missed on, I was able to recoup, including some pretty rare jerseys. And shout out to Slim, he helped me get some of them over the last few years. But that Billy White shoes, that blue Billy White shoes, that one still haunts me. And I'm sure we all have stories like that. But this is the type of stuff in collecting. These are the decision making. This is the stuff that you got to go through. All right, I'm going to run this yellow light. These are the don't do this at home. There wasn't a camera there, so I'm all right. These are this is the decision-making process, and this is the type of thing I want to take you in with me on this journey, right? So you're going to see the stuff that I get, but you're also going to see the stuff I don't get. I'm going to go over the stuff. There might be a moment, maybe an eBay moment, or a Poshmark, or a Mercari, or whatever Facebook group moment where I miss on something. It happens. Like I said, I have hundreds of jerseys in the collection. But there's also hundreds of jerseys I missed out on over the years. These are the type, again, this is the decision-making process. I know, 2 hands on the wheel. These are the decision-making, hopefully no cops are watching this. These are the decision-making processes that you have to go through as being a collector. And you have to, come up with, okay, can I get this? Yes or no, right? Look, I'm one of those, I own a home. And I have monthly bills, I have a mortgage, I'm still paying off this vehicle. I have a lot of bills every month, so it's not like I can just, go free-nilly all the time on stuff. By the way, we're passing my old college right here, Cabrini. Just wanted to throw that out there. But anyhow, it is tough. It's a decision-making process that you have to make, and sometimes it's a split-second decision. it's going to decide whether you get something or not, and it's a hard thing. Listen, as I said, look, as well as the jerseys, we all know I'm into the hat group too. I'm in with the the Fitted Society, of course, the Views from the Vault guys. Shout out to them, and the FHS Society. Where I'm going right now is the King of Prussia Mall. It's one of my favorite places to go to. The mall itself is the second largest as far as square space malls in the country. The first, of course, being the Mall of America, which I was at many years ago in Minnesota. The second is King of Prussia, but King of Prussia beats the Mall of America for retail space. There's more retail stores at King of Prussia than there is at Mall of America, because Mall of America has the amusement park, and they have Legoland. I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on it. I always go off on tangents. People who make almost complete stops when they turn, come on, man, it's a turn. Just make your turn. Anyhow, I know I got the Northeast in me, but anyhow, make your turn, damn it, go. So anyhow, yeah, I mean, King of Prussia is the largest mall in the country when it comes to retail space, and it's a mall that's close to me. I've gone there for years, since I was very young. I love it. I'm a mall guy. Yeah, you can say I'm a mall rat, right? The mall fox, okay? So I love going to malls. It's just something that I love doing. I understand we live in a day and age where everything is at the fingertips, right? You can get anything online. I love going to stores. I love going and looking around and seeing the product and feeling it and just giving it a good look. It's that old school way that I still love. I love going to the Mitchell & Ness store. I love going to malls, retail stores. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I understand it's much easier, and there's so much out there on the net. You can find just whatever you want, basically, besides that Billy White Shoes Oilers jersey. Or that Hat Club Saw Puppet hat. Oh, that one hurt me. Not getting that one. That one. But speaking of things I don't have, but I love going to the malls. And these days where you have the big, just the hype beast, the fitted hat game is crazy. There's so much out there, but they sell in seconds online. You can't. Like Hat Club, I don't even bother. I know. I call them 10-second drops. They're there, they're gone. The bots, it is what it is. It's like it prevents you from getting something that you really have a passion for, that you love. I get it. When things become real popular, there's this big thing about like Mitchell, like the Jersey game years ago, which is coming back again, which is good. But it also makes it harder sometimes to get things, particularly those newer Nike jerseys and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the fitted game is so big, it's blown up since last year, and there's a ton out there, but there's a ton that's just hard to get. But one of the things that I like is that one of the local stores to me, Pro Image, they put out a set of hats just about every week and every Saturday. And sometimes they're a hit for me, and sometimes they're a miss. There's a hat today that I want to get. It's a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. It's different. It's I think like a grayish hat. It's got a pink UV under visor, and it's got the patch on the side for the Jackie Robinson, the patch that the teams in baseball wore in their sleeve in the '97 season, which was the 50th anniversary of Jackie Robinson, the Breaking Barriers patch. Now that logo, that patch made a big comeback last year when Lids dropped their Thank You Jackie collection. And that collection was basically every MLB's team, just a regular hat with the patch on the side. They had a 42 on the front, a little 42, and they had on the inside brim, they had like his signature, basically. Really nice set, well executed. They also made a Brooklyn Dodgers hat out of that set, which I wasn't able to get. And it's not that I wouldn't take that one still, because I would. But I just like the way Pro Image put this hat together. It resembles that Thank You Jackie collection hat. It doesn't have the 42 at her signature, but it just has that. It has that patch on the side. It has that, the Breaking Barriers patch, 50th anniversary. Really well done. It has a little pink to it. It just looks good. At least the pictures that I could see on their Instagram page look like a winner. And so that's the one I'm going for today out of the set they're putting out today. So I want to take you in with me, right? Now, I understand there's a lot of copyright laws, and of course YouTube is really good with that, and that's why people have trouble in stores when they're filming. And sometimes you'll see like people doing a vlog in a store and you have that generic music, I guess iMovie or whatever music. Sometimes they use their own music because you can. If you know, the stores obviously play music from whatever music, and it's copyrighted. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to, film in there as far as being able to speak and show. I may have to do like an embedded song or something over that, if there is loud music in there. That's going to be one of the challenges. I know I've filmed in the past at the Mitchell & Ness store, and I have yet to go to their new store, by the way, on Walnut Street. I hope to get there later in the month with Slim. But they didn't have music on in there, so they would have like something on the TV or whatever, so it would be cool. But a lot of in the malls, obviously, the stores, there's music usually blaring. So yeah, I mean that's challenging. But no, that is the hat that, long and short of it is that's the hat I'm going for today at Pro Image at the King of Prussia Mall. Like I said before, I love going to malls. Malls have always been just happiness for me. I don't know. It's, we all have our thing. And for me, it's always been, even if I go and I don't buy anything, right? I'm there just to look, to see what's out there, to take some mental notes. Okay, this is in this store, that's in that store. Do a little people watching. It's always been an enjoyable thing for me. And one of the worst things about the pandemic last year is when they closed all the malls and I just, couldn't do anything. And I just felt like lost. Like, obviously, there was a lot more bigger reasons why to feel that way with all the terrible things that were going on. But not being able to go out anywhere really, but to the malls, that was tough. That was tough for me. I really, missed it. And I was so glad to be able to go back. And it's something that, listen, you enjoy it even more because it was taken away from you at one point. And you get more joy out of it now knowing, what it was like last year, and missing that. Not being able to have it. Sometimes they say you don't know what you have until you don't. And that was it for me. And it was tough. It wasn't just because, okay, I can't go somewhere, I can't buy whatever, but it was just for the simple fact that I just wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to go. Like I said, I go to malls even when I can't buy something, just to go and look. I enjoy that kind of thing. It'd be a really sad day for me if they ever close malls. 'Cause I know, I got some old school in me. And I know everything's so much easier online. It's a click away. But I love going to the stores and seeing this stuff. I just do. And like I said today, in these days with the fitted game, with how quick these things sell out instantly on Hat Club or MyFitteds or all these other sites and sources, even Lids, they're moving quick. And there's a lot of craziness to these things when Lids, who gets more stock than any other company, when the hats there sell out quick, that there's something. Something going on, right? And they've been putting out some fire collections too of late, real fire collections. Lids is going to make people go broke, believe me. They've really, really stepped things up from where they were for about a year ago to now. Great collections. But it's good to be able to go to a place like a Pro Image or a Lids store or something and actually be able to get a hat, to pick a hat up, to buy a hat. Because these other companies, and look, some of these companies have brick and mortar stores, so their stock online isn't going to be as much because they're selling it in stores, and that's something I think people don't realize. But still, they don't have a lot of stock. It's the hype is so much for these hats. Every drop sells out in seconds, and it just doesn't matter. And you miss out on so much, it gets frustrating. And it's like, well, what can I do? Okay, well, Pro Image allows me to go get hats. Now there's many different Pro Image stores, particularly in the area. The one that I know that seems to get the most attention is the one at the Philly Mills Mall. Every week on Instagram, they put in their story, you see a line outside the store. Listen, all due respect, shout out to the line. I'm not a line guy. If I see a line, that tells me I'm going to have more trouble getting something I want. Because there's too many people in line, right? And they only have certain selection of these hats, right, in stock. So when I see a line, I'll say this. The only store I will wait in line is Mitchell & Ness. That's it. I'm not waiting in line at any other store because I don't want to be. Mitchell & Ness, I'm usually one of the first people there in line for their sales. Usually. Believe me, people know. All right, so I that's the only store where I will go and wait in line. I'm not waiting in line at any other store. Particularly something like Pro Image, where I know I can go to the one at KOP, I can go to the one at the Philly Premium Outlets. There's no lines. Why would I want to go to a Pro Image on a Saturday? I mean, unless it's for the experience. I can take my sunglasses off now. I'm inside. Where I'm going to have to wait in line, and there's a chance I don't get what I came for. That would be frustrating. There's enough frustration for me online with these 10-second drops. I don't want to be frustrated going to a store. That's not what I'm there to do. I'm there to get what I want to get. So when I see a line outside of the Pro Image at Philly Mills Mall, that's where your boy's not going to go. And I don't have to because I live close enough to KOP. I can go to that Pro Image. If I really had to, I can go to the Philly Premium Outlets Pro Image. There's options for me, So, hey, I get it. People who go there, again, all due respect. I'm not trying to, come off a certain way. And I've been to that Pro Image plenty of times. I've been to that mall plenty of times. It's one of my favorite malls to go to be honest. Even though it's a little bit of a hike. But I go. If I like a mall, hey, I'll go the extra, miles to get there. It's about the experience for me. Okay? So I'm not saying anything against that Pro Image, but they're always showing this line. And I've told other people at other Pro Images, like, when I see that line, I'm like, that doesn't really make me want to go there. Yes. And maybe it's a little, mean of me to say this, but I'm like looking at the people in the line, I'm like, I bet that guy's a flipper. I bet that guy's a flipper. Because you can tell sometimes. That's a human bot. That's a human bot right there. Look at him. He has a hat that you can't find. He has to be a bot. All that type of stuff. But no, I see a line at a store. I know. I'm not a sneakerhead. And I know there's there are war stories about people waiting in line for sneakers. And the hat game too, I know. You see those stores in New York and whatnot, and these hat clubs and whatever, and you see the line. And there's one store, and I can say that as of August 7, 2021, there's one store that I will ever wait in line at, and that's Mitchell & Ness. That's it. That's where I draw the line. No other store. So if I see a line, all right, I'll have to find something else somewhere else. Not waiting in line. Because a line to me says I'm going to have trouble getting it. That's what it says to me. Particularly as much of a hype as these fitteds are. And I know these stores only have certain, a few in certain sizes. So I'm like, yeah, if I miss out, I'm going to be upset. Because I don't go there for the full collections. I go there for maybe one or two hats. The most I did was the pinwheel set when I got at Pro Image when I got 3. That's the most. Again, I collect, but I collect on a budget. So, and if I know there's other things going to be coming out or whatever, I don't want to just throw it all here if I know there's going to be something else coming out. And like I said, Pro Image is every week. So I don't want to grab a bunch of stuff and I'll miss out on something, another week or whatever. But anyhow, ramble. That's what I do. But long story short, here we are at the King of Prussia Mall. It's early. It's just after 10. The mall opens at 10. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to hope to secure that Brooklyn Dodgers Jackie Robinson patch hat to go with my Jackie Robinson jersey, combo wambo, right? My Jackie Robinson, Mitchell & Ness. I do have a Brooklyn Dodgers hat with the 42 on the side that goes with that hat, that goes with that jersey too. But this one I think is going to go with it pretty good too, because it's their home white jersey, the flannel, and the hat has got that light gray to it, and the patch. At least from the pictures I saw on Instagram, very well executed. Yeah, yeah, that one hits. That one hits. That one hits for me. So that's the one I'm gonna get. I'm gonna try to film in there a little bit. If there is music, I'm gonna have to do the music in bed or whatever that later with the editing with the video. But we're gonna do what we have to do. Hey, I hope you're all enjoying this so far. This is the inaugural launch. I have to figure out what I'm gonna call this. I think I'm gonna call this In the Life. In the Life. In the life of a collector, basically. I mean, you'll know I'm a collector, so I'm basically just gonna call this In the Life. Mighty Fan In the Life, and it's gonna be me, collecting, me doing what I do for jerseys, for hats, because I'll do both. As you know, I have a passion for both, and I'm gonna take you in with me. And shout out to the phone holder. It held up. First time I've ever tried anything like this. I got this phone holder off Amazon for a car, and it sticks to the surface. It won't slip. I didn't want to get one of those hanging ones, to put on the rear view or whatever. So I wanted something that I could just put flat. I mean, it's as flat as it could be, but it works pretty good. Does pretty good. So shout out to the phone holder, and shout out to all of you. I hope you all enjoy this series. I'm gonna take you inside the life, and for good or bad, you're gonna see it, and I'm gonna have fun with it. I hope you have fun watching it, and I'm gonna take you on little field trips like I did today. All right, class, here we go. Field trip, KOP. Yeah, so enjoy, and like I said, I'm gonna do this as a trial run era. Until the end of the year, and I'm gonna try to make this like a bi-weekly series, put out an episode every other week, and do some filming during those weeks and do some editing and whatnot. Hope my phone can hold the storage, but we'll see. Might have some interesting things with that, but gonna take you in like I am today, and we're gonna have fun with this. That, for me, it's always gonna be about having fun. Yeah, collecting can be serious, but I'm always going to have fun with it. And I'm going to take you inside. I'm going to unveil that. I'm going to unfurl the curtain, right? I'm going to unfurl that curtain and take you inside what it is to be a collector, at least for jerseys and hats. So I hope you all enjoy it. And I got to get into Pro Image where there is no line at KOP. And I will show you there's no line. Of course, now watch. Today's the day there's a line. Good job, Mighty Fan. Today's the day there'll be a line. All those weeks. All right, let me get in there so I can get my hat.